News 5 at noon is being brought to you by Insurance Corporation of Belize, serving Belize for 40 years.
Good afternoon, Belize. It's midday and you tuned into the news at noon, where we bring you the latest updates from around the country. I'm Misana Cayetano and here's what's making headlines today. Police Constable Oswald Young Sr. is killed in Unitedville. Home Affairs Minister calls it an attack on law. Meanwhile, a police officer is accused of killing twin siblings, Paula Belial and Paul Escaliano, several weeks after they were fatally shot in Hattieville. Belizean cyclists sweep podium at Caribbean Championship. And Belize secures $12.5 million for Kuwait loan to upgrade George Price Highway. These stories and more are coming up in just 1 minute.
When I was a student, ICB was there to protect me, ensuring my education and future. When I got my first car, ICB was there to protect me, providing excellent coverage and peace of mind on the road. When we moved into our first apartment, ICB was there to protect us, securing our belongings and giving us a sense of security. And when we got our first house, ICB was there for us, protecting our home and everything we've worked so hard for.
At every step of your life's journey, ICB is there for you. For more information, call 224-5328 or visit our nearest branch.
Welcome back. A Belize City police officer was gunned down in cold blood while simply trying to report for duty. It happened on Friday night just before 10 o'clock. 44-year-old police constable Oswald Young Sr. was in uniform heading to the Belama police station when he was ambushed in Unitedville village. The Ministry of Home Affairs and New Growth Industries has confirmed what many feared. This was no random attack on violence. It was a targeted attack on a member of the Belize Police Department. In a strongly worded statement, the ministry condemned the killing, saying it's been treated with the highest level of urgency. Home Affairs Minister Karim Musa didn't mince words either. He called the murder an attack on the rule of law itself and vowed that authorities will not rest until those responsible are found and prosecuted. There's a shocking twist in a month-long murder investigation. A young police officer is now behind bars, accused of killing twin siblings in Hattieville. 25-year-old Irvin Williams, a serving officer, has been arrested and charged in connection with the brutal murders of 57-year-old Paul Escaliano and Paula Belial. The fraternal twins were found shot to death inside Paula's home on Isagiri Boulevard on the afternoon of September 15th. For weeks, the case remained unsolved. But on Friday, the Belize Police Department revealed a stunning development. One of their own had been taken into custody and is now awaiting arraignment. So, what led to this tragic turn of events? Well, investigators say Williams had been in a relationship with Paula's daughter, who sadly passed away some time ago. The connection between the officer and the family adds a deeply personal layer to an already heartbreaking story. Back when the incident first happened, News 5 spoke with Charlotte Belial, Paula's other daughter, who shared memories of her mother and uncle, two lives lost in a moment of violence that has shaken that community.
They were not aggressive people, they were not confrontational people. My uncle always had the scripture on his lips. My mom was always helpful, always cheerful as a parent, supportive in school, doing all that she could do for anybody, whether it's family or neighbor or anything of that kind. No, nothing of a violent nature was mingled in any of the two of their lives.
A quiet Saturday afternoon on Simon Lamb Street was shattered by the sound of gunfire, and what followed was a heartbreaking tragedy. Inside their home, 26-year-old Kira Gentle and 27-year-old Harrison Arnold were found dead in a bedroom. The couple, who reportedly shared a child, had gotten into a heated argument that escalated into violence. Police believe it was a murder-suicide. A black 9mm pistol was discovered next to Arnold's body, adding weight to that theory. Gentle's mother, who wasn't at home at the time, rushed back after hearing about the altercation, only to make the discovery herself. It was a golden weekend for Belize's rising cycling stars. 23-year-old Derek Chavarria made it look easy at the Caribbean Cycling Championship, hosted right here at home. He didn't just win, he dominated. On Saturday, Chavarria crushed the competition in the time trial, pedaling his way to a gold medal. And just when you thought he might slow down, he came back on Sunday and did it again, this time in the under-23 road race. But the excitement didn't stop there. Belize's own Oscar Quiros gave fans even more to cheer about, crossing the finish line just a fraction of a second behind Chavarria to claim silver.
For sure, when Corey, Justin, Jalen, and Carlton wasn't around, and the group got selected, it was myself, Jiven, and Oscar. I noticed when I countered, because Caden was aggressing the race a little bit. He was a bit frustrated that everyone's following his wheel. But yeah, after his attack, I always counter. And guys from DR, the Cubans, they were keeping an eye on me since we were in the U23 category. So we kind of had our own little race going on. But yeah, overall, I was a bit responsive for Jiven or Oscar or even myself setting up for the win. But the overall, but towards the end, Oscar had the better play, and he got in a selective group with some of the guys that were heavily watched. And yeah, when I saw him went down the road, I'm like, I'll take the gamble.
First off, I want to thank God to provide quite a beautiful day. Of course, the organizers, have been in close conversations with the president, and we know as the athletes of Belize, we know how hard it is to compete against these countries, and to have it here for the first time in our history, I feel like it's an honor. I think all the guys may share the same thing, and for the idea was obviously to win, to defend the title, and I have to say I don't know how I get in that position, but the guys come up with the best strategy in order to make we get the best chance.
Belize is securing major support to upgrade one of its busiest highways. While attending the 2025 World Bank and IMF annual meetings, the government of Belize signed a loan agreement with the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development. The deal is $12.5 million to finance improvements along an 18-mile stretch of the George Price Highway between Belmopan and La Democracia. We're not talking about a simple patch-up here. The project includes new service lanes, upgraded bridges, and 16 bus stop lanes, all aimed at making travel safer, smoother, and more efficient for commuters and trade. This partnership with Kuwait isn't new. In fact, it goes back to 1990. Over the years, the Kuwait Fund has helped Belize develop key infrastructure like the Southern Highway, the Hummingbird Highway, and the Caracol Road. Signing on behalf of Belize was Financial Secretary Joseph Waite, while Kuwait was represented by Walid Al-Bahar, Acting Director General of the Fund. That's a wrap for the news at noon, but don't worry, there's plenty more coming your way at 6 p.m. We'll dive deeper into these stories and more. In the meantime, visit greaterbelize.com and follow us on Facebook for real-time updates. And don't miss Open Your Eyes tomorrow morning for fresh takes on today's headlines. Thanks for tuning in, Belize. Stay informed, stay inspired, and have a fantastic afternoon.
News 5 at noon was brought to you by Insurance Corporation of Belize, serving Belize for 40 years.
Are you passionate about your community? Got a nose for the news? Greater Belize Media is expanding, and we want you. We're calling on correspondents in every municipality across Belize to join our dynamic newsroom. Share the stories that matter. Be the voice of your own. Step up. Speak out. Join Greater Belize Media, where your story begins.